आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, huge controversy over reports that the Pakistan hockey team has been given clearance to play in the World Cup, upcoming Asia Cup in India. Mid-air window scare on SpiceJet, the terribly managed, terribly run airline. Window pops out and we all get a casual response from the SpiceJet management. And at 9 o'clock tonight, it's justice time as far as the great case of corruption against Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi are concerned. Will they be convicted? And ladies and gentlemen, as per sources, we are told that the Indian government has granted clearance, as per sources, for the Pakistan hockey team to participate in the upcoming Asia Cup in Rajgir and the FIH Men's Junior World Cup in Tamil Nadu. The Asia Cup is scheduled to be held in Rajgir, Bihar from 27th August to 7th September. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe this. How can we let this happen? It's just about less than a few weeks after Operation Sindoor. And how quickly we forget. Pahalgam was attacked, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few weeks back, the blood is not dry yet. The sentiments of the people of the country are totally clear. And here we are. We want to let these Pakistanis rub it in by flying to India, by waving their flag on our soil, and we, 140 crore Indians, will sit and watch them play cricket on our soil. And I say tonight, this is not done. This is a decision which must be rolled back. It must be rolled back because we, the people of India, are not okay with it. And why? If we don't play cricket with them, why do we want to play hockey? We refuse to play the Champions Trophy in Pakistan. We forced a shift to Dubai. Republic ran a campaign. And after 26 Indians are butchered by the Pakistanis, why should we welcome their hockey team here? There is blood on their hands, not sweat. We have to make them pay. We have to be clear and determined. We must not be a flip-flop situation on these issues. And if anybody changes their mind, we, the people of India, must put pressure so it's rolled back. Ladies and gentlemen, in May last year, quite rightly asking, will you invite someone abusing you to a marriage in your family? Certainly not. These were the words of S. Jaishankar. Mr. S. Jaishankar, I ask those questions back at you. S. Jaishankar ruled out the possibility of the resumption of bilateral India-Pakistan cricket ties till Pakistan completely shuns terrorism and terrorists. We say we will not let the waters flow into Pakistan, but we'll welcome their players here. Why this hypocrisy? What's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, if Pakistani players are not allowed to play in the IPL because they can't play in India, if their film stars are not allowed to act in our movies, then why should their hockey team be allowed to play on Indian soil? In 2016, the Pakistan Kabaddi team was denied entry for the Kabaddi World Cup. How is hockey different? What is so special about hockey? I am opening the phone lines tonight, and if you're watching this video on any digital streaming device, I am requesting you, raise your voice with me. No hockey with Pakistan. It is an insult. It is an insult to the memory of the 26 people who Pakistan butchered, that we should be garlanding these people on our soil and watching them unfurl their flag on our soil. People are saying, some sources are telling us, oh, it's got to do with Olympic rules. Well, damn the Olympic rules. We don't care about Olympic rules. Some people say, oh, it's about if we don't follow these rules, then how will we ever host the Olympics in India? I don't care if we don't host the Olympics in India. But I don't want my national interest compromised as one part of a big lead up to one day hosting the Olympics on our soil. This is a matter of my immediate pride, my forever pride. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't forget what happened in Pahalgam. Not because those people who were working for the Indian government, they were a threat to anyone, because they were Indians and they were Hindus, because they were Sanatanis, because they chose to go to Kashmir, where Kashmiri Hindus have been thrown out. It was a deliberate act of butchery of Hindus in Pahalgam. 26 people were killed at point blank range because they were not Muslim, and you want us to play hockey with Pakistan. What is happening? Who's given this clearance? Who's given this clearance? I want an official clarification. If this is true, then it's unacceptable. But if it is happening just like that, in the presumption that nobody will notice, well, they are noticing. If it is not true, then we should be told they will not be allowed. 26 people were asked to recite the kalma, identified as Hindu or non-Muslim rather, and then killed, and now you want to play hockey with them. Newly-wed women were widowed and told, "Jaake Modi ko batao," as a challenge to our Prime Minister. And today we want to give a red carpet welcome to their Pakistani hockey players. It's been 72 days since Pahalgam. How am I, how are you, how are we supposed to forget the massacre of our people 72 days ago and exchange sports pleasantries with them? How convenient! How convenient! I hope this is not true. But if it is true, we must oppose it. Because, as I said, the blood of 26 Indians is still not dry. We can't have moral schizophrenia that leads us to strike terrorist camps in POK and attack them with the BrahMos one day and welcome their hockey players the next day. Can you imagine Israel allowing a Hamas-linked team to compete in a football match in Tel Aviv? Can you imagine Israel welcoming a Hezbollah, Hamas, or even an Iranian football team to play football in Tel Aviv? Would Israel host a Gaza football team after October 7th? Then why do we do it? Would the Americans allow a North Korean delegation into New York? I don't understand, ladies and gentlemen, how is a nation that runs the Lashkar-e-Toiba, that gives sanctuary to Dawood Ibrahim, be treated like a neutral sporting participant? They are not. They must be thrown out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not diplomacy. This is dishonor. And dishonor we cannot have. We cannot be so desperate for international approval or for the opportunity one day to host the Olympics, one day, that we will compromise on this now. No compromise, ladies and gentlemen, I say, and I hope you say this with me loud. No compromise. No hockey with Pakistan. Let's debate.
The Asia Cup, a prestigious tournament in the hockey calendar, is now marred by controversy. This, as Pakistan hockey team is set to travel to India for the 2025 Asia Cup. Given the tense relations between India and Pakistan, questions are now being raised on the wisdom of hosting such a high-profile event in India and the entry of the Pakistani team.
Back in 2023, we saw that Pakistan team visited India to participate in the World Cup, the Cricket World Cup. Now in 2025, we again are understanding that the Pakistan team will be playing on Indian soil. Now remember, this is coming in the aftermath of the dastardly Pahalgam terror attack. India has broken off all diplomatic ties, but why the same cannot happen in this event? Well, our sources tell us that it cannot be done in a multinational tournament. But we've seen boycott of several countries in the past. Remember the boycott in 1980, the Olympics in 1980. US led the biggest ever boycott. That was led by it. 60 countries had participated in that boycott against the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Not just that, South Africa for the longest time had also faced isolation. It had faced boycott due to apartheid. Why can't the same happen in case of Terroristan is the question that is looming.
The 2025 edition of the Asia Cup is scheduled to take place in Rajgir, Bihar from August 27th to September 27th. The charter is akin to the constitution of the Olympic movement and stresses on sports as a tool for promoting international peace and cooperation. The violation of the Olympic Charter by blocking any rival nation's participation can hamper India's chances of hosting future tournaments. This as India is aiming to become hosts of the 2036 Olympic Games. However, in cricket, India and Pakistan don't play bilateral series, and at International Cricket Council events hosted by one of the two countries, the team play each other at a neutral venue. As the controversy surrounding the 2025 Asia Cup continues to grow, one thing remains clear: it's nation first, always and forever.
General Bakshi is with us, Saurabh Shukla is with us. He's totally outraged, as are you tonight, as are you viewers. Because the problem with these sports things is they say, oh, let sports go on. We are sports people. We must play. Nonsense. People will never forgive or forget Atul Vasan, Mir Rajan Negi, former hockey player, former goalkeeper of the Indian men's national field hockey team. I start with Atul Vasan. You know, I just asked this question, would Israel invite an Iranian football team? No. But we want to welcome a hockey team. And tomorrow, so that the cricketers say, why not us? हमें तो बहुत पैसा मिलेगा. हम इंडिया पाकिस्तान कर करके बेच पे हमें बहुत पैसा मिलता है. This has to be stopped, and let me tell you, Atul, it is going to be stopped. Your take.
Basically, I was also of the view, but you gave the example which is slightly different because they are currently at war. You know, when we were actually fighting, when the war was on.
Operation Sindoor is on.
But I think in these times, because when international pressure is there for sports and all, and you don't want to be ostracized and all that, and if they are willing to come, because they have
what ostracized means
always said that, okay, we will also not travel, but they are traveling. And I think if...
they are traveling, so they're doing us a favor. But I don't want to see the Pakistan flag
totally
on my soil.
Play with them each other. But I think in these events, which is going to affect our chances to move to Olympics and all that, there's no other way out. Unless they give you leverage that you can abstain and you will still be eligible. So I think these multinational tournaments, according to situation, we
what
are
situation?
not...
You can't force it down my throat. I'm a sovereign country.
Let us trust the government on this.
My sovereignty is more important.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah,
they're a terrorist country. They killed my people. They carried out Pahalgam.
Hamas and Israel is also the wrong example. If we were at war, which we were for 3.5 days.
We are at war. What do you mean 3.5 days?
So your narrative is different to the government.
No, it's not. The government has said Operation Sindoor is on.
The government of India.
The government of India has said Operation Sindoor is on.
So you want to contradict the government decision?
I am not contradicting. I am questioning the government. Yes, I am. I don't have a right to, is it?
So because they must have taken all the things...
They may take, but they must understand public sentiment also.
So do you think they would have taken the sovereignty issue before taking decision?
I'm sure they have, but they've taken the wrong decision in case they have.
No, you're more loyal than the king. No, you're not.
No, what do you mean? There is no king in our country. There is no kingdom. For you, there may be.
But you are trying to be...
I am not at all. I am saying why treat cricket and hockey differently.
Government has shown...
I am saying why treat cricket and hockey differently. We did not even go to Pakistan to play the Champions Trophy. That was before Pahalgam. That was before 26 Indians were massacred by Pakistani terrorists. Joining the debate right now, we have General G.D. Bakshi. General G.D. Bakshi, you heard Atul Vasan's argument. This is what makes my blood boil. So there's a lobby in our country which wants to go down to business as usual kind of argument.
No,
They're very... Oh, yes, they want to.
You know, Arnab, you know, the
Open the
simple
line, sir.
thing is in that one statement that you made at the outset. Operation Sindoor is still on. Our government says it is only a pause. There is no ceasefire. There is no agreement. So what the hell is this hockey match all about? There are some nutcases in this country who would go out of business if, they can't have a love fest with Pakistan. It will start with a hockey match, then the cricket teams will flood us, and then the Mushaira Walas will come singing their bloody ghazals. All the while even the mourning periods wouldn't have ended in a number of homes. They'd still be in mourning. 26 Indians killed is small change. Add one Nepali to it, and there were another 17 wounded. I mean, the wailing of those women has still not died out. I distinctly remember, and it hit me so hard, Arnab, to see our girls crying, sobbing bitterly, calling for help, and people telling them, tension mat lo, pani piyo. तो आप भी हमें पानी पिला रहे हैं साहब. And like you very rightly said, this is a democracy. And I think the government will have to be very, very sensitive to public opinion.
Because this is the kind of mistake that Congress governments used to make earlier. I hope the BJP government doesn't make it, because there was a Lahore declaration in February 1999. Vajpayee took a bus to Lahore, right? And then he got his just reward with Kargil. The mastermind was General Parvez Musharraf. We let our guard down, we change our line, we're going to suffer. Mir Ranjan Negi, I'm sure you do not place national interest behind hockey interest.
Yes, Arnab. Actually, this is not just about hockey. It's a profound message of sports diplomacy, bridging decades of political intricacies and complexity. You won't believe I am, for the first time, ready to take firing from you. I know I am in the firing range, but being a sportsman, I always stand by my country. But despite all the adverse situations and this volatile atmosphere which we have witnessed due to the Pakistan's nefarious activities, I feel that sports still continues to have this...
Why should sports be exempt? I mean, let's open up everything. By your logic, Niranjan Negi, by your logic, let's open the Atari-Wagah border, evening celebrations. Let's start having samosa parties there. Let's allow Pakistani actors into Bollywood. Let's start our Aman Ki Asha Brigade, the bus and train services. Let's start people-to-people ties. Let's even give them the water. Why have the Indus Waters Treaty suspended? This is symbolic. And the Pakistanis, Saurabh, are going to use this to the hilt.
Absolutely. And if I can come in, Negi Saab, I have the highest respect for our sports persons, our sports teams. But this is not the time. We are in a state of war with Pakistan. Let's admit the reality. Our brave armed forces have given them a fitting reply, and Operation Sindoor is still on. I would expect every sports person on this panel, both Atul and Negi Saab, to speak in one voice to say that we will not play with Pakistan till the time they do not stop this specter of terrorism that they're unleashing on the people of India. We, as people of India, have to stand together against Pakistan. And anytime you play a match with them, you make it normal for them. Enough and more Pakistanis. In fact, there are videos which have surfaced.
Atul.
You should see the videos of Pakistani cricketers who are mocking.
Yes, I understand that.
Of how they back down. This is the time for our national solidarity.
I agree with you. And I am sure with
or a sporting interest. Sport can build bridges with rational.
I don't think the Modi government will allow this.
Right. You see, so what
I don't
Pakistan
think
has
the Prime
got-
Minister will allow this. I don't think the Prime Minister will allow this. I don't think the Prime Minister can clear this.
I think- But this
I'm
is
sure this will
actually-
be reconsidered.
We will not allow these sporting teams to come to India till
no.
the time Pakistan
Yes.
stops.
So that could be something which I agree with
Are
you,
innocent.
that they should not be allowed to come to India. You know, if you are playing in another place and it's like Olympics, you know, what do? If you abstain, you lose out a medal chance. But, you know, because the government must have taken everything into consideration. And I think just playing them bilaterally is an issue. And I always believe that, yes, you are right in a way. But at that time of intensified war, we are always in Cold War. But I think government must
No,
have
we are
taken
not in
all things
Cold
into
War.
consideration.
We are in a
But I
very,
don't
we are
know,
in a...
because-
Atul.
Because I don't want to question them because they must have got
Atul,
some...
I am going to open the lines, but I would like to tell everyone as of now that the government has not put it on record where they stand.
Then,
I am sure that, you know, the same government is sending people around the world, all these MPs, to say, you know, how Pakistan sponsors terrorism. All these countries will ask us, General Bakshi, that on the one side, you keep saying that this is a terrorist country and then you let them wave their national flag on your soil. You welcome their players with a red carpet. They have not given you an official apology, no cooperation, not even an acknowledgement. They attacked us back during Operation Sindoor, and then they get to walk into our soil with sticks and jerseys as if nothing happened. This is going to be a humiliation. This is going to be demoralizing for our armed forces. It will be demoralizing for the armed forces of India. The government, if true, has to roll this policy back. General Bakshi, what impact will this have on our armed forces? If true.
Absolutely, Arnab. You said it. We've lost boys in Op Sindoor. I hope people know that. It's not just the 26 tourists who were killed. We've shed blood, Indian blood. It may not have been a very high toll to pay because of our technological superiority. But there have been homes, military homes, where the lights have gone out because they have lost their loved ones too. Nobody is counting them. You know, Arnab, I hope we've heard Field Marshal or Field Marshal Asim Munir's rant that he gave in the Pakistan Military Academy, Kakul, just recently. He has reiterated that Kashmir is a jugular vein. We will support the so-called struggle of the Kashmiri people, etc.
I hope the government stops this. You know, this used to be the Congress party, the Congress government kind of approach. I hope the peaceniks are not going to let this work. I hope there are no peaceniks in this government. C.R. Reiter is our first caller this evening on an outrageous piece of news that we got about the hockey team of Pakistan being garlanded and welcomed back on our soil. Mr. Reiter, what do you think?
Arnab, I find it disgusting.
So do I, sir, if it's true.
I find it very, very disgusting. You are a person who speaks openly.
Sir.
Do you mind if I speak equally openly?
Yeah.
On one side, we try to show the world that we are strong people. We go from nation to nation talking about terrorism. And on the other side, you are bringing all this in the picture. I feel ashamed.
I agree with you, Mr. Reiter. This has to be stopped. We can do this together. And we can do this together, though. If we come together, and the Republic is the center. We have the Nationalist Collective. I call upon all the members of the Nationalist Collective. There are thousands to come together and express your views clearly on our Twitter handle and elsewhere. The Nationalist Collective and the Republic Network together will push this agenda. Anuradha from Kolkata. Anuradha, what do you think?
Yes, Arnab, it's a pleasure talking to you, and thanks for taking up this issue which matters to us all. Our Honorable Prime Minister tells us that water and blood cannot flow together. Then how can terror and sports happen at the same time? We all love that. It's good to be a sportsman, but it's also good to be, we have to be a nationalist first. And how can we forget those 26 lives lost?
I think some people are trying to build a separation between the two events. And I think what's happening is, as I go to Shweta from Bhubaneswar, some people, maybe in the government outside, are trying to make excuses to make this happen. The principal excuse being put, Atul, is indirectly that, look here, we may be putting a bid for Olympics ourselves.
Yeah.
If we don't allow Pakistan today to play here, Will we stop Pakistan from participating in the Olympics, which we bid for, I think, in 2036 or something? Then the Olympic Association will feel one of the reasons to disqualify India is that India will not allow Pakistan to play. My view on that is radical. I say I don't want the Olympics in my country. In that case, not at the cost of compromising with Pakistan.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a compromise. I think because, I agree with you on this part that Pakistani players coming to India is a no-no. If this was otherwise, if Asia Cup in many sports is only surviving of India-Pakistan, forget cricket. So if India abstains to play Pakistan elsewhere, then this whole system collapses.
No, I'm saying I'd go so far as to say I do not care if India does not get an opportunity to host the Olympics. What happened to Qatar?
We just played a chess match. Under 16 match was just played between.
No, I think we should not allow this. Shweta from Bhubaneswar.
Not allow them to come to India. I agree with you. No.
Yeah, Shweta.
Yes, Arnab.
What do you think?
So after the tragedy in Pahalgam, engaging with Pakistan in any form is a grave insult. Like be it hockey or diplomacy, we cannot just play games with a nation that fuels terror, right?
We are.
Until the peace is made, a proper agreement is done, we should not engage with the terrorist country, I feel.
But Shweta, I don't understand how this is happening. Saurabh, how is this happening? And who could have thought this? Did they not anticipate a reaction like
this? Really baffles me. This really baffles me, and I hope, as you...
I'm told it's gone through various levels of ministerial approval.
No, I hope...
How can Mr. Jaishankar clear this?
Including the Prime Minister's office and our security establishment, which takes a very serious view of this matter, is watching this broadcast, and we should stop this immediately, because as the sentiment is, you see the public sentiment, and I'm glad my fellow sports panelists are also now echoing our voice, because we believe that this is not the time. You have to realize that you send a very very different message to the world, that the moment you normalize things with Pakistan, they get off the hook. This is not the time to play sporting event with them or any other engagement.
Our immediate foreign policy will be compromised. I don't think whoever's given this clearance has thought this through.
Compromise till you stop terrorism.
No, our foreign policy will be compromised. This is not acceptable. Because we'll be a laughing stock globally, General Bakshi. We'll be told that you're busy improving your sporting relations while talking about how they are a terrorist state. Mr. Negi, you want to say something, is it? Yeah, go on, Mr. Negi.
Yes, Arnab. See, this is not a friendly match. It is not a test match. It is not some joyous match. It is a World Cup. It is the Asia Cup. It is a championship.
Them. You see, Mr. Negi.
Don't play the Olympics. And suppose India hosts the Olympics and you say, I will not allow Pakistan.
Yeah, we'll not allow Pakistan. Yeah, we won't. See, that's a long way off. If by 2036 Pakistan behaves itself, we'll allow them in. The point is, we have to learn to negotiate. If you have to be good negotiators. This is going to compromise our foreign policy, our domestic policy, our internal security policy, our national security policy, and not just our sporting policy. We are trying to use sports to put out a white flag. In other words, I would think, General Bakshi, the reality is there are already people within the government, even this government, unfortunately then, who want to put out a white flag only because the public pressure are not able to do it. But they want to do it through the back door. We don't want it through the back door. No backdoor business here. This is not the Congress government. We have to push our way through. General Bakshi, what do you think? General Bakshi, Atul Vasan, lines are hot tonight. General Bakshi.
Arnab,
General Bakshi and Atul.
You've put the finger on that pulse. The simple fact of the matter is that there is a strong lobby in India which has to hell with public opinion, to the blazes with the people who are crying, sobbing, orphans, widows. I mean, they don't give a tuppence. They just want to go on to business as usual. And I do suspect, Arnab, many of them are trying to play to the tune of people outside this country. Right? Why did we walk out of the Shanghai Cooperation Meeting, SCO? Why did we refuse to sign that document there? For the simple reason that it made no mention of Pahalgam. We refused to sign. We said we do not own up to this document. We are not part of it. And today you say we are playing hockey. People will say, what the hell what hooky
I think
are you up
there
to?
Has to be a middle ground.
What hooky are you up to? Decide, man. What do you want
this
to do?
match, you know, you have
want
to understand.
be all love and friendship with Pakistan, ice cream and the rest of it? Or do you want to retaliate for the damage caused to the people of India? You know,
so I think yes,
26
Arnab
Indians
is right
killed
in
is
a way
small
that
change. And we have another 9-10 people killed during Operation Sindoor. Small change. Let's get back to this thing. You know, Arnab, I'll tell you, this is a deeply rooted mindset. You know, General Bajwa, about 6 years back, had asked India for a ceasefire on the line of control. Why did he want a ceasefire? Because he wanted to sort out Afghanistan and put the Taliban in charge. You know, he did that. He got a Taliban government there. But we held on to that stupid ceasefire till Pakistan violated it during Op Sindoor. You know, even Op Sindoor, people were a little reluctant to do away with a beloved ceasefire. I mean, are you nuts? Can you not speak in one voice?
No, I don't think government is nuts.
A word called hypocrisy?
I'm sure, you know, there must be a lot of talk on this. And
hypocrisy.
The middle ground. Let me.
What middle ground?
Moderate. You know, I agree.
I don't want a middle ground with Pakistan.
I agree with all of it.
I don't want a middle ground with Pakistan.
But you can't call the decision maker nuts, please. And
no, one second. The fact of the matter is that there is a report. There is a report. I'm sure, I hope it's not true, right? The point is that if we allow this, then we are getting back to business as usual, Atul. We're getting back to a territory. We are opening the door again. And I believe the door should remain permanently shut.
So I think, you know, what would have happened is that if India would have said that we will not allow Pakistan players to come to India, they had to find another way. That, like in cricket, even if we don't play Asia Cup. By the way, we are going to play Asia Cup and Pakistan and we are in the same pool. That remains to be seen on 7th September.
What Asia Cup? What Asia Cup?
Because hockey
what Asia Cup?
is different. Hey, hockey system is different.
No,
hockey because you get.
You're saying on cricket also we'll start playing. Okay, so here's one thing. This is therefore perhaps being used as an example to cool down tempers. The cricket board would love to see this happen because the moment this happens, the cricket board will say, "Abhi hum bhi khelenge unke sath."
नहीं करेंगे because
No, you can't allow this. There should be a permanent stop.
Because Asia Cup, you have to get qualifying points to qualify for Olympics and all.
Which country is more important sporting nationally, India or Pakistan? We put the pressure. Let the world choose whether they want India to play or Pakistan to play.
But, okay, so we shouldn't have allowed them to come to India, period. And
yeah, we won't allow them to come to India. That's my point. That's what General Bakshi said. We won't allow them to come to India.
Also. So we don't even know the reasons for what this reason has been because I agree.
There is no reason.
I'm surprised also.
General Bakshi.
There must have been a
No. 1 second. 1 second, please. 1 second. You know, Arnab, South Africa, was it allowed to attend the Olympics? Where were all those highfalutin sporting principles? South Africa was kept out because of the abominable behavior of the apartheid regime. This is another apartheid regime in Pakistan. So if South Africa could be kept out, why can't Pakistan be kept out of the Olympics? They should be kicked out of the Olympics.
That's a totally
and they can't keep killing Indians for sport. And we can't have hypocrisy here.
Indian Hockey Association must clarify this.
So
one day,
that happens
blow hot, blow cold, you decide what you want, man.
Ask Pakistan to be shunned out, you know.
Our Raksha Mantri had to, on principle, said, we won't sign the Shanghai Cooperation Organization communique. We won't sign that agreement. Period. It doesn't mention Pahalgam.
For the Pakistani players.
Here you are saying, arey to hell with Pahalgam. We are playing hockey. Don't play hooky with me. Don't play footsie with the Indian public.
Yeah.
They are not impressed.
Well said, sir.
Will we die? Will our economy come to a blinking collapse if we don't play hockey or cricket with Pakistan? To hell with Pakistan. A plague on their house. I mean, they are murderers. Mass murderers. They are as abominable as the apartheid regime was in South Africa. The world refused to play with South Africa. They weren't invited to any Olympics. So what are you talking about Olympics? South Africa, was it not kept out of the Olympics?
And was Russia not suspended after the invasion of Ukraine? Was Russia not suspended from the Olympics after the invasion of Ukraine?
So let's.
No. So we don't have any clout?
Why?
We're a smaller nation.
Suspending Pakistan. Let Olympics suspend it.
We're less determined.
You want to suspend Pakistan from.
Or we are not willing. I say to the people of India and to members of the Nationalist Collective and believers of Republic, we as a nation must be ready to make sacrifices. The government must say to the sports persons, we will make a sacrifice. If the world doesn't want to play with us because we won't allow Pakistan, we will make the sacrifices necessary. No country, Atul, becomes a great country without the ability to make sacrifices. I don't want the Olympics in my country if it comes at the cost of compromising with Pakistan, Saurabh. I don't want it.
So if
corporates may want it. Big corporate houses with individual interests may want it. I have no such interest.
You still
People of India have no such interest. नहीं खेलेंगे उनके साथ.
Thousands of sports.
Atul,
they will make sacrifice. You won't make any sacrifice if this doesn't happen.
Let them make a sacrifice. I'm willing to make whatever sacrifices I need to.
If India doesn't play any sport.
Yeah, you know this Bollywood brigade, this sports brigade. जल्दी film stars को लाओ. जल्दी उनके साथ ठीक करो. Damn it, I don't want it. I don't want it on my country. My country is burning tonight, Saurabh. Our country, should I tell you, lines are burning tonight. Our country is burning, seething at this news.
There is a sense of outrage. Arnab, the public sentiment is very...
People are to be taken for granted, Atul. One day you tell them, we all against Pakistan. One day you say, chalo, abhi hamari agreement ho gayi, unko khelne do.
I would always believe, government people who have taken this call, they must have...
Well, the government can also reconsider a call. It won't be the first time or the last time that the government will reconsider something.
Our job as media persons to show anyone the mirror. We have to reflect the public reality. The reality today is that there is an overwhelming sentiment against any ties with Pakistan. Till the time they stop terrorism and hand over those fugitives who are perpetrators of terrorist attacks in India. That should not change, because otherwise we dilute our stand, we become a laughing stock globally. Whatever it is, you have to be standing with a strong spine today. That's what the world respects today. They respect a strong India which can stand and send out a clear message that we will not.
You will not allow their YouTube handles. You will not allow their OTT platforms. You will not allow, their film stars to act in India. You will not allow to play cricket. But halke say you want to go and play hockey with. No, it will not be allowed.
So you think government is halke doing this?
I am saying if the government has taken this decision, it is a wrong decision.
Well,
you'll arrest me for saying that.
You must not question, because they have other things to consider also. And I think this hockey, I agree with you that allowing Pakistani players to come here is an issue.
You consider them, we want.
Right to play this.
We want.
Good for larger.
We want. I stand with General Bakshi on it. We want.
Somewhere else, And this is the problem, because they should have said that we can play this match.
No. They thought ये सब media में report नहीं होगा. अभी media में हो गया ना.
Most people. Lives will be at stake if we get ostracized by the world body.
Okay, I'm willing to be ostracized. But I will not compromise on national interest.
You're still here.
All of us should be ready to pay the consequences, including you.
Allow me to come in for a minute.
All the players.
I think, Atul, for national interest, I think you should realize for national interest, everything else should be set aside. It's the country first, nation first.
What the government
that
has
should
done.
be the
Because
for everybody.
The national interest...
It doesn't matter. Sporting events can happen. But at this moment, our principal stand should come out that we will not have any normalcy in relationship with Pakistan.
I'll still give the benefit of doubt to the government.
No, okay, let's see what the government says. I have to move on to my next debate. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for that.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप